In 1939. I was determined never to see Vienna again. But 5 years ago, I had an invitation to come to Vienna as a guest of Letters to the Stars. That was an organization that worked with 200 schools and thousands of teenagers to learn from history what happened to the Jews in Austria. 300 survivors, the last generation of witnesses, were asked to come back and interact with schools and students that had already spent 2 years researching every Jewish victim of Nazism in Austria. The name came from an 11-year-old gypsy boy who was in Auschwitz and somehow survived to tell about his friends who were marched to the gas chambers, quietly and scared. When he saw white ashes the next day, he knew he would never see his friends again and could only communicate with them if he sent letters to the stars. The masses of involved students sent 80,000 white balloons and a letter to each of the victims that they had researched into the sky. And on another occasion, they delivered thousands of white roses to houses where a victim used to live. So there we were, the former refugees returning from various parts of the world. And as I searched the faces of every person arriving from the airport, there were the wonderful faces of many of my childhood friends. And you can imagine what an emotional meeting that was. We were taken on sightseeing trips and to a concert in the Konzerthaussaal to reacquaint us with the beauty of Vienna. Each of us had a host school, and mine was Sacré-Cœur, a Catholic gymnasium where I was warmly received. And when I told them my story, they came and they hugged me warmly, and I felt that some of my defenses were dropping. The next day, we were the honored guests in the parliament. Dignitaries that spoke told us what we needed to hear. Austria is taking full responsibility of what happened and are ashamed that Hitler was not stopped. In conclusion, I want to read you one of the letters that was sent to the stars. Dear Julia, my name is Stefan Herzog. I'm 17 years old and I live in Vienna. I'm a student in a gymnasium, and since some time in our history lessons, we are studying the topics of the Second World War, National Socialism, and the Holocaust. We read articles and newspapers from that period and are trying to put ourselves into the situation of the people that lived during that time. We are trying to understand what unbelievable fate these people had.